Should be in a moment. Yep, it says so.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
So you,
I was on vacation last week.
uh-huh.
So we did not do a live stream. But so I showed you the shadow book I got in the mail, right? The one that was like 40 years old and looked like it was brand new.
Yeah, right. Yeah, that was cool.
So I got this in the mail. So Lulu had a sale over Christmas, or no, Black Friday. Yeah, it was Black Friday weekend. And I made this book. I don't know if you can see this.
Wow.
So
You made that book.
I made this book. So this book has
Groovy.
4 shadow stories in it. They're all the stories of him fighting Shiwan Khan, which is he fought Shiwan Khan in 4 different magazines. It was kind of his arch nemesis. He was the character in the 94 movie, or the villain in the 94 movie.
Yeah.
And so I created the cover. I created every bit of this, and now I had these 3 stories. I made a content page.
Cool.
And so these 4 stories: the Golden Master, Shiwan Khan Returns, the Invincible Shiwan Khan, and the Masters of Death. I had text files of all of them that I got
that's
from
better.
a BBS years ago. And so I did a Grayscale cover, and it came out. It's pretty good. I got it on there about as big. It's some of the pages kind of creep into the deal, and they're all a little bit high for my personal taste.
Yeah.
But
That's pretty awesome. You
so
ought to
much,
put that on Amazon too.
I don't know if I could without getting.
Why not?
I don't know.
All of it's public domain, as far as I know.
Yeah, I don't think it is. I think
it's
I got
not?
it. I think no, because you can't get them now. There was a website that had all of them for a while, and I downloaded a handful. Dude, it was so much of a pain. I originally did this with little spot illustrations in it.
Mm-hmm.
But like back here, I had a spot illustration. I had so much trouble. I couldn't get it to work.
Yeah, you had to either decide text file or bitmap, and never the twain shall meet.
But and the other thing is my page numbers are my text file, not in my PDF for the whole thing. So it starts over with each story, which I kind of like. And
you won't get lost reading that as far as like. Yeah.
Well, and I've got the cover illustration in black and white for each, kind of as a chapter break.
That's nice.
And so you can kind of see. I don't know if you can see that but you can kind of see where each book starts.
Yeah.
And I started them all on the same. I put them on this side and then started the story on this side. I kind of
pretty good. What did you use anything special for laying it out?
Microsoft Word, and then the end I put this picture of Shiwan Khan, and I put this little blurb. I'll read it that I wrote. I stole part of this from Wikipedia, but I modified it. The Shadow's greatest foe, Shiwan Khan, is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan. As a youth, he traveled to Lhasa, Tibet, and studied with the monks. However, while trying later to use his knowledge to help the people of Mongolia, he began to feel a lust for power and set out to rule the world as a new Khan. And on the back, I put the 4 covers, and then I put in the middle, I put Shiwan Khan, arch enemy of the Shadow, is a direct descendant of Genghis Khan, gifted with telepathic powers and lust for power. He is the only Shadow foe to appear 4 times in the Shadow Pulps.
Mario, I don't know. I have no idea how long he's been sitting there, but I just now noticed it.
30 minutes tops.
30 minutes tops. Okay. Scott was just showing off his Lulu book. I'm really impressed by it.
Well, it could have been a little bit.
What book?
Publish on demand thing where a company called Lulu. You can, if you're good enough at formatting, of course, we're involved in something where we're going to have to be formatting whatever we do. Scott is pretty doggone good at it. He did all that with Microsoft Word.
Yeah.
Well, the cover
good for that. Yeah, I get it.
Yeah, the cover I did in Photoshop, and then I did like the content page in Photoshop. But,
well, yeah, I mean, they break it up into do the cover, do the interior. Yeah.
You designed this for someone else.
No. I did this for my own I wanted all 4 of these. It's 4 shadow stories, and I wanted the ability to read them in their own book.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, it's pretty cool. It's like
It cost me $6.
scrapbooking. You can put whatever you want in your own little pub, and it's so great.
Yeah.
It didn't cost Scott a cent to. What's that?
I've read a couple of the stories, The Shadow.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I got all of them, or almost all of them, but I wanted these 4 where he's against Shiwa Khan in a format that I could read without like when I was traveling.
Are those your favorite books? Stories by who is it? Sax Raxler or whatever his name is.
Yeah, well, Maxwell Grant but Walter Gibson is the
Walter Gibson
is the real author, but his pen name was Maxwell Grant. I like this. Yes, these are. I haven't read all 4 of these. I've read 2 of them, and I like them. And I wanted all 4 of them, because they kind of go together.
What's the pen name for the Doc Savage guy, but that was shared by several people, but there's mainly one guy that did it?
Lester Dent, but I'm not sure if that's his real name or his pen name.
Yeah.
Oh, Kenneth Robeson was the pen name.
Kenneth Robeson, that's right. And Lester Dent wrote all of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most of it.
Yeah. Like the Shadow.
Actually, that guy that does, you could call it fan fiction. Those are pretty good. I enjoy those.
You talking about Farmer?
No, we were talking about Farmer, me and Mario.
Yeah, Mario's a big Farmer fan.
Yeah. I not so much anymore, but I did read A Feast Unknown again.
Oh yeah. Is that the first Riverworld book?
No, that's the one where they're part of the Nine. They serve the Nine.
Oh yeah.
And they have a strange proclivity. I'll leave it at that.
Yes, yeah. I've read that. That's got it's the Tarzan.
Doc Savage.
Yeah. I have that.
And they fight each other. And I have the autographed book by, not Bodie. Now
Corben.
Corben, yes. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, really?
That's pretty cool because I dug that all those Corben spot illustrations he did. Very nice.
You know the book, the illustrations he did?
I know the illustrations. Yes, they're awesome. Yeah, he was at his, it was prime Corben.
Prime Corben?
Well, yeah. I mean, he was at top of his game. Game during that period of illustration.
So have either one of you seen the new Hellboy movie, The Crooked Man?
I'm waiting, and I think it's just about cheaping up. I better go ahead and jump on that and see it before you spoil it for me. Are you about to tell me all about it?
No. I saw it's out on DVD. I was thinking about
it. Doesn't look good. It looks more like a regular horror movie.
I've been hearing the contrary. I've been hearing the contrary. That people say, "Hey, this is what a Hellboy movie ought to be like."
Now, do you know the third one, which I think is the best, and stuck to the story and had all the elements of a whole storyline?
That David Harbour one.
Yeah.
The David Harbour one actually tried to be.
Yeah.
Touch on a couple of the Hellboy things that happened in the books. Yeah, you're right. It just went to, gore extremes.
Did it?
Yeah, I mean, it was good gore.
Have you seen the new Deadpool Wolverine movie?
Yeah, I've seen that.
Yeah.
That's gory.
Oh, very gory.
There's a little bit of gore in it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a little bit. But
funny,
it's like,
funny, really funny.
It's cartoon gore.
Gore, just about cartoon gore. Yeah. But I'm trying to find some of the things that Scott did because I was trying to get him to break out of the mold that he keeps himself in.
Uh-huh.
And he did. He was starting to do it. I think he got too busy at work.
Well, we had a private conversation about.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. Story of my life. We were talking about.
Had it. You could still do it. It's not too late.
And now I'm busy with this comic.
Yeah,
but
that's true. And as you can see by the people that are surrounding you, it does not necessarily lead to fortune.
No.
I've learned that one the hard way. When my last comic I did, they said, "Oh, this will be great," and it was not. It was not. This will be financially and advantageous to you, and it was not.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm aiming my camera a little bit. My head was in the way.
Let me see if I can find those. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Actually, I'm not. You'll still see me because I'm not going anywhere. I'm just looking.
Okay. I'll be right back.
I'll put this picture of my wife when she was not really trying to be a nun, but let's see. She actually thought about being a nun for a while. Huh?
Well, oh yes. Oh,
wow.
my goodness.
Hey.
Who does she remind me of? My goodness. There's I know
Aubrey
the
Hepburn.
actress.
Aubrey, how do you say her name? Maybe.
And she did some modeling, and she's looking through photographs. That's why I grabbed these.
Uh-huh. She reminds me of an actress named Virginia Leith. Leith, who's most famous for The Head That Wouldn't Die.
No,
or the brain that wouldn't die.
I've seen that a few times actually.
Yeah, it's a good flick.
It says a lot about me, I guess.
Yeah. It says our generational.
This is my new artwork called Plaid.
Oh yeah, I like
like
it.
Nice.
And it's interactive.
It's like you could.
It's like
reach
you
out
reach
and
out
touch
and touch it. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm reaching, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's gotten cold here. Actually, it was a little cool today.
I told Ellis that we went below zero over here.
Oh, we haven't done that.
Not
yet. We're having a good winter, man. It's awesome.
And we'll pay.
Yeah. Oh yeah. It'll.
Well, the winters in Oklahoma are pretty mild usually.
Oh yeah, it's not that bad. I mean, we'll get a couple days. We may get a week where it's below freezing, and a couple days where it's below zero, maybe.
But we can always be dependent on to have the high winds and stuff, So
yeah. Yes. Yep.
Now, see, for some reason, I get warmed up when I'm talking. I
do too. Yeah. You got to just all of a sudden start shucking clothes while you're doing this.
Now, is there any objection if I take off all my clothes?
No, not at all.
Not if you turn your video off.
Yeah. Just don't.
Okay. I'm not going to do that. I wasn't planning on that.
Okay.
I was just going to take my pants off.
He's testing the room.
Well, that's most of our.
Most of our heat.
Most
anchor men have their pants off, I think. Yeah.
And most of your viewers too, unfortunately.
Yeah.
That may not be true.
There's been a lot of Zoom videos that come out of people that are in Zoom meetings, working from home in Zoom meetings, and they're not dressed, and they forget, and they stand up and they're in their underwear or naked or whatever, Everybody's like, "My God, you have no pants on, man!" It's like, "Oh, I forgot."
There is when you realize people are built different. That Tubin guy that got basically was playing with himself while he was in a Zoom call. It's like, everybody knew about it. Everybody's making jokes about it. by golly, after a little bit of giving it a break, he's just right back at it. You you would think a guy couldn't get back in the business after doing it, but I guess it's like, hey, whatever.
What business was he in?
Well, he was a part of CNN, I think.
Oh gosh, yeah. You'd think they'd be like, no, buddy.
Yeah. He was a pretty big deal.
I just found it.
Well, that's how that works. If you're the big deal, they protect you.
Yeah.
So there's a new movie called Monkey King too. I believe, right?
Monkey King. I think I saw something about that. I saw a cool YouTube video of someone that was having fireworks in India that set off. You hear dogs going crazy when you set off fireworks. When you've got free roaming monkeys in India, and you set off fireworks, you're asking for trouble. You're going to get property destruction.
In the U.S., yeah.
Oh, that's in the U.S.?
They broke out of a research lab.
Oh, well, no, I'm not talking about. I'm talking about a million monkeys hitting the street in a panic, and that was in India on YouTube.
Wow.
Hey, wait a second. Here's somebody that's in the chat, and he says, "Merry Christmas." And he says, "Who needs pants?" Yeah, that's Dan.
No, that is Dan. Dan is anti-pants.
Yeah, no
I
pants.
know that. I mean, I don't know that, but I've heard that. That's why when we go to a con, I'm not sharing a room with Dan.
Yeah. You got to watch who you share that hotel room with.
Yes, especially if they profess to be pants free.
Yeah.
Now, how do I do the show the screen?
Down at the bottom, you say present.
Present. I forgot that. Okay.
And what else do you have to say? Share screen. Yeah, share screen at the bottom. Once you hit present, it'll say share screen. Monkeys, fireworks, and no pants. You guys are talking my language. Yep.
Yep, that sounds like Dan. That's definitely Dan.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. I see it. Add to stage. There it is. Now that's your screen. That's your desktop. Is that what you want?
Yes. What did I just do?
Oh, there we go.
Once you open the file.
There's Mario's desktop.
Yeah.
I just wanted to show some of this work that Scott and I did.
Okay.
Mostly Scott. Okay.
So groovy.
That was the lab because we and I did research and we researched Monkey King and we had a backstory. This is the lab.
Zoom in on it. It'll get bigger on the shared screen too. There you go. Oh yeah.
That's Scott's lab.
Oh yeah, I remember drawing that.
And these are some of the panel roughs.
I
think those are. Those. Yeah, those.
Oh yeah,
I'm not too bad either, actually, am I?
Oh yeah, those are yours. I'm a little. There's a lag on mine, but because I'm looking at the YouTube feed.
Dan says art looks great, Scott. I'm not sure what he's talking about. This old art or what he's seeing. What you're doing?
I think he's talking about what I'm working
on.
The stuff for him.
Yeah.
So these are roughs for the Monkey King episode story within my Super Saga.
That's a big deal in some culture, isn't it? I guess it's India that has the Monkey King story, or is it Japan? I don't know.
No, I think it's Chinese.
It's Hindu.
It's Chinese.
Chinese as well.
Yeah. Is it cross-cultural, huh?
I think they have. It is Chinese.
Mm-hmm.
On Amazon, there's tons of different movies that people have done about the Monkey King.
Yeah,
some of them are like geared for adults. Some of them are like animated for kids.
One was live action. I like it, and I've watched it a couple of times. So I'm going to get another batch of pictures here. These are thumbnails.
Cool. Hey, this is cool. I'm going to get rid of this mirror. That doesn't add anything. Looking at my head.
I want to see your face. I like seeing your face.
Okay.
Yeah, leave the mirror. Leave the mirror.
Oh, okay.
This is Scott.
Okay.
Well, it's just that it's in my way.
Oh.
Go ahead. Ow. Hey, look at that. Look at that. Hey, I like the fact that is all what do you call it? Quick read. It's a quick read to look at that.
This is Scott. He's good at layouts. Good at layouts. I gave you the idea, and look at that. Look at that action now.
Yes. That Scott needs to find that within on all of his drawing because he's good at it. But then he starts turning into the render king. Yeah,
I have some of that myself. Where I try to be. If you're doing art, you can't get hung up on is this nose anatomically correct?
Yeah, I'm too much like that for sure.
Yeah, the guy I tried to get Scott semi-interested in my enthusiasm for this one guy called Narwhal. His name is actually even weirder than Narwhal. His name is P.E.R. Berg, B-E-R-G. I don't even know how you pronounce Parberg. But he just recently with Mark Miller has got a really cool vampire thing about to come out.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. It's
that's
very
cool.
high pro. What?
Thanks for sharing this, Mario.
Yes, look at that. Look at that.
Ellis, you look at this page.
That is a great page. That is like Darwin Cook's Catwoman or something. It's really good.
This is just a rough, of course, but
yeah.
But that's the deal.
Look at the movement in this panel.
Mm-hmm. He's got his rhythm and his gesture. It's all there.
I was very happy with these thumbnails.
Mm-hmm.
I thought this was good.
Mm-hmm.
See?
Yep. Look at that. Oh wow.
Notice he leaves the panel. I encouraged Scott to leave the panel.
Yes.
Break out of the panel.
Break the panel edge or
yeah. Didn't the character turn into a tiger and try to attack the Monkey King?
Yes.
Yeah, all I know is you guys could have become the king of the furries with this strip.
It was cool.
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
Was that all of them? That was everything, wasn't it, Mario?
I think there's a bit more. What did I just do?
That's kind of like how my desktop looks. I've got it all right at my fingertips.
Yeah.
I got a lot of lag too. So
Yeah. You create lag.
Oh, look at this. This is the original description.
How he annotated the script.
Yeah,
huh?
This is yes. Well, I think
that's
I think who drew those? You or me?
on the script. I think Guy drew that. That looks
I think
like
you drew those.
I think so.
That's Scott's working MO to work on the script.
I do the same thing with Dan.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I mean, here's the script I'm working on right now. And I've got my stuff there.
Yeah, let's see it again. Here, Dan. Here's a solo layout of Scott.
This is. So this is.
Let me see it. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, see his edges. He works in his edges to give himself a rough idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't done thumbnails on this yet, Dan. But I mean, here's page 2. I got,
So I'm not going to criticize anything, but I just want you to be aware of what you could do if you could.
Mm-hmm.
I do appreciate that because it's a struggle because you want it. I'm very orderly. My brain works in orderly, and so I want things to be, correct. And so it's hard for me to break out of that a lot of times,
Mm-hmm.
For better or worse. It's I have a lot of trouble being I tend to be less expressive and more draftsmanship or however you want to think about that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, no, that's all the characters. That's your art there, I believe.
This is my art. This is Abominatus, who is a cross between the Thing and Hellboy or something, a demon.
Oh, I don't think I've seen that. Is that have I seen that?
He didn't show up in the story.
Oh, okay.
Was that inspired at all by Kirby's Demon? I always liked that character design.
Yeah. Well, Yeah.
Oh, look at that. There's some Frazetta. You know, that's about the only time. And you know, Frazetta was such a master of everything, but that's the only thing I can think of where Frazetta tried to have the old pulp composition of things in the foreground emerging in from the page's sides.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
And it's really kind of, you know, he probably saw that and he said, that is a failure. He probably had an art director tell him that's what he wanted and insisted on it. And I don't think I've ever seen Frazetta work like that again. He never had anything intruding from the edges. He always just composed the thing.
This is a character from one of the stories I was doing. That's another character.
Oh, wow. Cool.
This guy I haven't quite finished. That's I'm not bragging about that drawing. I did that too fast, and it's not great. But
that's all right. It looked like I could see the Kirby influence on it.
That's from Second Life, I think.
Oh, yeah.
Scott came into Second Life.
Yeah, I delved into Second Life a little bit.
Oh, here's a drawing of the Monkey King. That's not the one he fought in the comic strip, but that was.
Oh yeah.
That guy was one of the like a djinn.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh, let's see if this is my jewelry.
This is pretty cool sharing images like this.
Oh, yeah, I designed this character, but this is Charles Morgan's drawing of my character, Crimson Jewel.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. So we close these. So, yeah, he was very good too.
Now, this Charles Morgan, you say it kind of surprised you when you learned he was dead? He did die?
Yeah, he died. This was something I was designing. This is his version of my character, Wild Wolf. It was like a cross between Batman and Wolverine.
Yeah, Wild Wolf was in those thumbnails. He was the guy that snuck into the lab.
No, the Monkey King did. Wild Wolf was in the lab.
Oh, okay. They fought.
Oh, you know, I could just, since you guys are drawing, I could.
I'm kind of drawing.
It's okay. No. This is good. I like seeing this stuff because
oh, go ahead.
Well, that was I've told Ellis before you were ever involved in this, before you ever reached out to me when I had COVID recently. I told Ellis about our project working together, and I told him, I said, good grief, my cousin has so much crazy ideas, you know. I said it's a shame that it never amounted to, you know, anything, you know, substantial or working together, because I thought some of your ideas I think are just amazing.
Thank you.
That's Bisley, isn't it?
Yeah, he's one of the masters.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Look at this.
Yeah, in terms of like what he gets up to, he's one of these guys that has long ago left any sort of like hesitancy about materials to use. He uses.
Yeah.
You can tell he just spatters and does whatever the heck he feels like doing.
This was from the strip, which I don't recall. I just got these off the internet.
Oh, I'm awful about right-click saving.
I have tons of.
I have a few gig of stuff. It'll be just random, or whether I ever look at it again.
I looked through quite a bit. I try and keep mine organized by artist, so I can at least figure out who it was.
Oh yeah,
that's the best way to do it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what's wrong with me. I just say, I'll save that and I'll put it in this file, and file gets unwieldy and unorganized. There's good old Frazetta Creepy's Loathsome Lore. Let's look at that one all by itself. Full screen layout. Oh yeah. Yeah, all that great that composition of that girl about menaced by the wolf down at the end, next to the last one. All of it, just one image is just storytelling.
Yeah,
all by itself.
that's right. That's what you want to go for.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So,
Frazetta, the master. That's what old Jeff Watts calls him.
well, I was thinking that if I continue a comic, it's going to be with the mostly one one picture, one image
Mm-hmm.
on a page, like no panels, and some story on and abbreviated, not too windy because nobody wants to read it.
Yeah, that's what would you call that? It's not. It's obviously it's not. You've abandoned comic format at that point. Just basically, you're telling a heavily illustrated story. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of what you did on your wasn't your free cat like that?
Yeah. I could show that.
Yeah, Ellis did something like that where it was horror stories.
Yeah, let me see.
Like one page story. Each page was a story.
Oh,
Let me see. I'll go over here and let's see if I can leave my headphones on.
let's see that.
I can maybe grab a copy of
I
it.
may have my copy nearby. Let's see. Did you find it?
Beasley is a student of Frazetta.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he collaborated on Frazetta's magazine, and Frazetta supposedly kind of like said, "Hey, what's with this distortion?"
Oh,
And he just didn't like it as a guy that likes to glamorize the figure, but not do what Bisley gets up to, in terms of like
exaggeration.
Exaggeration.
And I created a character influenced by him. Who is that? What is it? Dark Side. And she's a nun, a black nun who gets turned into a demon, or who has a demon possess her. And she ends up being Wild Wolf's.
Oh, there it is. Scott's got it.
Yeah, I knew I had a copy around here.
Let's see.
You know what gets me about Free Cat and my efforts on it is I was looking at the one I did for Jeff Provine, and the illustrations are so much better for Jeff Provine, and that was the freelance job. So I guess it brings out my best too. Yeah, see, the little fiction is what I learned to call flash fiction, and it's like just a few paragraphs of a short story, and that's it. And there's a link to that. All the Amazon books I'm selling. Cold Down There, Crosshair's Diner. Let's have Scott's read one.
You want me to read one? Which one do you want me to read?
Yeah, read toward the very end. Read the one with the centipede.
What's the name of it?
It should be the next to the last one or something like that.
Okay.
Not that one. Not that one. Even though everybody seems to like the one about the last pimple or something like that. I forget what. There it is. That one. Okay, read that.
That's a title right there. The last pimple.
Okay. Creative flex. So you guys get it, Berkeley asked, putting more muscle flex into his raised arm, field goal gesture than necessary.
You're dropping out.
Oh, hey Scott, I've changed my mind. Don't read it. It's too much effort to get into that mode.
Okay. I was into it.
You were. I mean, you were about to get into it, but the moment Mario said you're dropping out, I said, "Well, this is not the.
You blame me.
Not the theater for it. I don't know.
It was my connection.
Yeah.
And then I have this.
Oh, what do you got?
Well, I have a lot of Ellis stuff. Hang on, I have two books of Ellis's that I really like. Both of them are copies of his sketchbooks. Sticky Doodle.
Sticky Doodle
and Idle Hands 1. I don't know if there was an Idle Hands 2.
Yeah, I don't think so.
But it's just a bunch of doodles that Ellis did.
Boy, you got one of the good print ones. There's some bad print ones out there.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
Yeah, I got that, and then I got then Sticky Doodle. I think this. Yeah, and he did a drawing for me in the back. Eat it, Kami.
I did.
Yeah, eat it, Kami.
Oh, that was when we were at that breakfast thing, and those guys made me laugh. The impression I was throwing out that I didn't realize it on like Facebook, social media in general. Oh yeah, there's those Jeff Provine illustrations. Aren't those so much better than what I did for Free Cat? Yep.
You weren't paying this. I think a lot of this is pay work.
Yeah. In World. Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you're recording these to YouTube?
Yes, I am. Right directly too. Yeah. So yeah, if one of us is nude, all of a sudden you've immortalized yourself.
Is it? But it says youtube.com at Scott Sackett.
Oh, that's my YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, it's just a way.
It's just my name. It's the way I put my name in there.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, on your thing there, Mario, you could have your name at the bottom too, and you do, I guess, don't you? In some way or other. Yeah, you have MZ down there.
Yeah.
Which I was going to read. I was going to read something.
Okay.
I don't know what to call this stuff, like rap poetry, or I don't know. You be the judge.
Okay.
And let's see. And this is this was like the first one. And I have to admit, I was influenced by Eminem. I listened to it, and I listened to all this stuff, and I realized, he's got a little bit of genius there.
Yeah, he's not bad.
I have never given him a chance. How about that? I ought to give him a chance, huh?
You should watch 8 Mile.
8 Mile, huh?
Yeah,
where he plays himself, huh?
Yeah. But
see, that instantly sounded like something I will never want to see. That
he has a lot of humor in his lyrics. It's some of it's like BS, but and a lot of it's over the top. And he goes to shock value. If you listen to the entire work, that he's done, then you get it.
Yeah.
You may not have patience for that.
Oh, I may not. You're saying if I don't take in the entire
at least
portfolio, I won't
listen to
like
a couple
what he does.
Of albums. Listen to like 20 songs or something.
Well, my resistance to rap has been such that about the only rap I know of is the Beastie Boys, and that's not rap according to people that really like rap.
I think it is.
Yeah, I like the Beastie Boys. Okay.
Yeah, I always like them.
I wouldn't say I'm like a huge Beastie Boys fan or a huge Eminem fan even, but I like them.
He's got some funny videos, Eminem.
Really I like funny. I like the one where he plays Batman or he plays Robin.
Yeah. And he's got a couple of them really funny stuff.
You guys are just hipper than I am. That's all I can say.
May I read this?
Yes, you may.
Yes, please do.
Okay. It is a little long. It only takes about maybe 30 minutes.
Okay. We'll can the chatter while you do it.
I'm joking.
Yeah.
It is called. The title is "I Am." All right. I am a learner of lexicons, purveyor of creative spawn, a sayer of inventive yarns, inventor of comedic bombs, spouting vernacular phrases, quotable mazes, malaise dossiers. I am the repartee author, the barker of banter who bickers and blathers like a blabbering actor. I am brasher and braver than the braggart that bothers. I take rhetoric and I play with the shtick. I make sense of it, take the text and do tricks like a syntaxer of sentences, a linguistic augmenter. I portray a souffle of concepts, but sideways for gourmets of metaphorical entrees, like a concept fillet dipped in essay bouillabaisse. I'm a brewer, a braider, a textual sayer, a cantor who captures the dazzling chat of the story outline of the misquoted writer. I am a pronouncer of an innovation, enunciator of the imagination, condemning the illiterate nation, outraged by the lawyers of banality, like loiterers shouting profanities, common denominators of low degree. I am the naysayer of cliches and platitude brayers, a heckler of the hackneyed, the boring trite sayers. I am the flaunter of novelty, attention span chimpanzee. I can express myself verbally without stuttering obscenity. Am I outguessing you? I'm not jesting you. I'm not testing you. And I'm not molesting you. I'm just wrestling with the muse. I am the punster of punchlines, the quipster who finds time to ponder the scribble for signs like a scrivener to skillfully signal the publishing primer. I am the doodling dreamer, the opponent of schemers, a diatribe dribbler, a rhyming riddler, the oral utterer of forced dialogue guttural. I am the reciter of rhymes, chronicling lines of the verbal mind that disputes, the rhythm rapper astute. I commune with the runes, write written lampoons, spoken musical tunes written by this buffoon. They're icon Looney Tunes from the witty baboon. Are you staying attuned? I am spitting sound pictographs. I give more neck than the giraffe. The attack telegraph. I'm the reporter of rhapsodies, the medium messenger, performing the idiom, conforming to none but the mental trapezium. I am done.
Very good.
Nice. That was
Good
awesome,
job.
Mario. That was great.
Yeah, it was.
Follow that up, Ellis.
No, I don't have that in me. I don't have that in me.
Out of competition. I can't do what Ellis does, and I can't do what you do.
Yeah. No, I was
good.
I was
That was
listening to it
great.
as a writer that struggles with having a thesaurus at his side the entire time. It's like I was struggling with I am so bored with the way I'm saying fire and flame, and I just couldn't find many more words than that for one little dense part of my.
It took a while to write that.
Yeah, I bet. Well, that's what writing is, man. I bet going back for rewrites on that was a lot of fun, to dig back into it and say, this needs to be this. This needs to be that.
I ran a poetry group up here.
Yeah, I can see why. I mean, you should be in a poetry group. That was pretty impressive.
I mostly write lyrics, so next time I might even break out the guitar and sing.
Oh, okay.
There's a documentary about rap music called Something from Nothing, and a lot of rap. It's a documentary about how a lot of these guys create their rap, and they talk about it as putting it together almost like in a mathematical formula kind of, and it's pretty interesting. If you haven't seen that, Mario, you might look for it. It shows up on Amazon and now and then.
I'm not. I've written a body of this. I got to tell you, 30 or 40 of them, and I'm really more going towards music now. And I'm actually studying not classical songs, but the standards, all the standard songs.
Oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mostly listen to classical and jazz.
Now, this may really put you off, but one thing that could happen with what you've got there, if you were just to say run that through a voice generator, you could have had that entire rap, spoken by Michael Caine, or there's one guy. I wonder if they aren't using AI on him, but there's one guy that reads Bukowski really well on YouTube that I really dig listening to. I don't know if he's a bot or not. There's some of these things that it really shocks me to realize that I am listening to a bot, because you can tell it every now and then. The emphasis on the end of a sentence and all that comes up, and you say, "Oh well, heck, that's that. I'm listening to a robot talk to me," and it really surprises you, because up until that moment where they just where it went south in the great body of the their thing.
They had you fooled.
They had you fooled, and then it's all of a sudden like, oh man, that's a robot.
Another thing I could do is share the screen and go into Second Life.
Oh yeah, you could play. Yeah, you could play a game while we're doing this. I tell you what, there's a few millionaires, billionaires almost. PewDiePie. That's all they do is they play games and invite people to watch them. And when you get 10 million people in your audience and 5 million watch you, you're making money hand over fist.
Yep.
Oh, I was going to say one more thing. I was going to say, if you can think of a few lines of lyric, I'll make a song for the show to open the show. I'll record it and you can play it at the beginning.
Hey, a theme song.
Yeah. Now, so what is the name of the show? Is there a name?
We don't have a name. What should we call it?
That was going to be up to you guys. You
branding. Yeah.
You brand it, and then I may give you an idea if you come up with something. But
branded.
There you go.
Branded.
Perfect.
Well, does anybody remember that song? They sang it in The Big Lebowski. Branded. Gosh, I love that song.
This is a bullet one, by the way.
I'm going to look it up. Branded lyrics, TV show, Chuck Connors.
Oh
yeah. Oh, I remember that.
Yeah.
That was his second show because he was the rifleman.
Yeah. Which was first, Brandon or Rifleman?
Oh, Rifleman.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I think he was just a villain in
Brandon
in a couple of movies before he got.
I believe I've seen one of those.
Yeah.
Hey, have you checked our? Do we got any comments?
Here we go. Let's see. Dan seems to have deserted us or had technical problems or whatever.
Oh.
Okay, Dan. He tends to leave.
Here you go. Here's your rap.
Chase them away.
Branded, scorned as the one who ran. What do you do when you're branded and you know you're a man? Wherever you go for the rest of your life, you must prove you're a man. Stranded. Oh, well, wait a second. This is somebody's. I guess this was what they used to sing when they were in junior high. Stranded on the bathroom bowl. What do you do when what do you do when you're stranded and you don't have a role?
I like it.
Yeah. I won't finish it. It gets vulgar, and we'll quit there.
You use your sock.
Yeah. So
if you wanted to, you could always play low ball.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Are you a fan of The Big Lebowski, Mario?
Again, Ellis and I are finding differences in our philosophical approach to the media and the genres of fiction and so on.
Okay.
I saw it. I didn't get it.
You did. I tell you what. It was a flop. It was a Coen brother flop. Yeah.
I just didn't get it. I didn't get the message. If there was one, same thing with the Fisher King.
So, that one's. What were you saying, Scott?
I don't like the Fisher King. I mean, and Lebowski. I get why people like it, but I don't.
Oh, that's not your bag, as they say.
It's not my bag. Well, it's yeah.
It's funny. I'm actually. I told you I'm studying by natural flow of searching through the literature. I'm reading a book about Jesus,
Okay.
and I'm reading the Cliff's Notes of not Paradise Lost, which I have on audiobook. I'm listening to that when I sculpt. And
Well, that sounds interesting.
Dante,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Comedy, Divine Comedy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Only reading the Cliff Notes, taking the cheap route there.
Well, that's cool to at least absorb it. I ought to do that with Shakespeare. If I'm not ever going to sit down and read all of Shakespeare, I ought to at least immerse myself into the.
I like the 5 or 6 plays, but the rest of them are just too dense for me.
Yeah.
I'm too dense for them. More like
I was quoting Shakespeare at work the other day.
What'd you say?
I said "Veni Vidi Victi," which is I came, I saw, I conquered, from Julius Shakespeare, and then I said "Et Brute," just what he said when he got knifed.
Yeah.
Now, do you see this AI generated hand I've got here?
Where?
Can you see?
Oh yeah. You've got too many fingers. How do you? Yeah. When are they going to fix that?
That's AI generated.
Yeah.
Because
that
I have
foreground.
Intelligence. I'm reaching tonight. I'm always reaching. Why should I make this a special occasion?
Yeah, this is Well, I'm glad you brought the Super Saga stuff. That was cool to see.
Yeah, so think of, if you want to, it's just a name and a few lyrics. We could just say Ellis and Scott and sometimes Mario.
Are branded.
The branded. Yeah, I like that, branded. That's a good idea.
I kind of like it too. It sounds vaguely Western-y.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and sample the sound of a nice hiss of
a whip.
or a whip. Yeah. The old Blues Brothers thing where they rawhide.
We're the I forget what they called themselves. Are you guys the Rowdy Boys or whatever it was?
Yeah.
That's us. What kind of music you play? Both kinds, country and western.
Yeah. Oh, I love that guy that's in that, Charles Napier. Oh my gosh, he does when he reads that one line of, "Well, you're gonna look damn funny with no effing teeth."
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was good at the time. That was good timing.
Yeah.
I use a line of his from one of the Dirty Harry movies. I'm a legend in my own mind.
Yeah.
Well, he was saying it to someone else. He says, "You're a real legend in your own mind."
Charles Napier?
No, Clint Eastwood.
Oh, okay.
You're a legend in your own mind.
Yeah. I remember Eastwood's career when it was like, is this guy going to be a big deal? I remember him. He's Rowdy Yates. Wow. If there's, you just see him gradually. It's like, wow, cool. These oddball little Italian Westerns. I wonder if these are going to be a big deal. Wow.
The only thing out there at the time. That was the early 70s, right?
Yeah. It's like, he's like anybody. If he hadn't had the hustle, his career could have stopped at any time. But no, he had the, he saw himself as a creator,
He had the looks too,
Oh, yeah. Quentin Tarantino was doing a little quick essay about Sergio Leone, but he also talked about how, just the sexiest effer that ever lived in his movie, as far as an asset to why your movie's going to go over,
Started out on Rawhide.
What's that?
He started out on Rawhide, I think.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
oh yeah. He just did a couple of Universal horror movies before that. Not
Did
too
he?
many. Yeah, he was in A Creature Walks Among Us, and he was in Tarantula with his face
Oh.
totally covered up like
It's always fun to go back. You watch these old movies and you go, oh, look at who's there. This guy's just starting out. He's nobody in this movie.
yeah. It is fun. I always dig that. It's like because this guy's going to be such a big deal, have his own trailer and all that, and here he is, a nobody.
I'll make notes next time, because I saw a movie and it had like 5 or 6 stars that are big 10 years later.
Yeah, that movie Diners like that. I think there's some movies out there where you got just a gaggle of guys that are going to be a big deal.
Buckaroo Banzai had
Yes,
a lot of people
yes,
that
true.
ended up being
Which
big.
I didn't like. I thought that fell flat for me too.
Huh? That's interesting.
I've tried to watch it. I can't get into it for some reason. I should be able to. Yeah.
And yet it is supposedly right up your alley with it being a Doc Savage story, basically.
Yeah.
Doc Savage story?
That's what.
Sure.
Well, that's a lot of people compare it to Doc Savage, but I don't see it. I don't see it.
It's just a group of just extraordinarily talented. As a matter of fact, you can't get in the club unless you've got some sort of extraordinary talent that Buckaroo recognizes and says, "Get on the team here."
Yeah, they compare it because they're like, oh, Buckaroo can do everything great like Doc
Yes,
Savage.
yes.
Which,
nobody can touch him. Yeah.
That's why I read The Shadow instead of Doc Savage.
Mm-hmm.
I never liked his little gang of people.
Yeah.
I thought that. I mean, The Shadow has its agents, but they don't come and hang out with him and goof off. It's all serious business.
Mm-hmm.
He reforms criminals, but he reforms them by giving them lead poisoning. So
Yeah, that's how the Shadow reforms them. I assume that's where Arkham Asylum came from, huh? I guess the Savage was sending them off the first.
That's from H.P. Lovecraft.
Yeah, that's Lovecraft.
Yeah. Okay, well, what am I thinking of?
He had the criminal college, but it wasn't called.
No,
Arkham.
they lifted that from the Cthulhu mythos.
Okay.
DC lifted
Arkham Asylum. Yeah, I guess so. That's true. Yeah.
H.P. Lovecraft invited other authors to use his work.
Oh, how smart is that?
I'm sending you both a link to. Let me see what it is again. Excuse me. Memory.
I'm going to send you guys a link to a movie called Eye of the Devil. That was Sharon Tate's first movie.
Really?
I have never seen something so wildly. The photography is just so great in it, and it's weird because it's like you could tell it's just going to be just a slapdash little story of Satanists and all that with nothing particular to recommend it. It's got Donald Pleasance in it, Sharon Tate, David Niven, Deborah Kerr.
Oh.
But it's just, it's just beautifully photographed. If they had given Christopher Lee that much attention with his Draculas, it would have, of course, Draculas were huge for Hammer, but man, it'd be an all-time classic. But I got to send you that. I've got to send that. I got to share that with Barry too, because it's just, I've never seen anything that gave you such a big amount of space and a feeling of volume and this weird castle. One of those groovy.
Public domain. I just sent you an email each.
Okay, cool.
Public domain. I forget the title already. I'm terrible. Going fast.
It didn't sound like you were going fast in terms of losing your ability to connect with the words in the old brain.
Yeah.
Well, I read that one quite a bit. So
yeah, you read that one. Okay.
Know it pretty well. I couldn't.
Snowmen photos.
Let's see, sent.
Yeah, I've got it right here.
The
Archives of the Planet, Snowmen photos, 19th century.
Have a lot of really interesting stuff, Now, why is it coming up?
Cool. Well, that's. I'm always ready to surf into some cool stuff.
It's fun, you know, and there's a lot of artwork, and obscure, and ready to be brain picked.
Very cool. Yeah, that kind of stuff is inspiring. Yeah.
Public domain, so you can use anything there. What?
Oh, it's all public domain. That's another thing.
Yeah.
Oh, I want to hear about that. Yeah.
So, what's the title? Public domain. You got it.
Says archives. Oh, well, let's see. Micrographs and more. Let's see. Archives of the planet. Snowmen photos.
Oh, those are just the articles.
Okay.
Can you go up to the top? It should have it there.
Yeah, I think it says public domain review newsletter.
Public domain review.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
I had to string those 3 words together, and I was struggling with that.
Yeah.
Deadly silence, awkward silence.
No, I don't. I'm not. If anybody was going to be awkward and sweat about it, it would be me, and it didn't strike me as terribly awkward.
Ellis is very sensitive to the idea of silence.
Yeah.
On the show.
I get it.
No, not really. I had an interesting. Have you ever gone to Toastmasters, Mario? Have you ever given a shot at public speaking through Toastmasters?
No.
Because obviously that's a way to get better at being on a stage and
I've done it because I was actually a councilman in the town I lived in before I moved here.
Mm-hmm. So you have done it.
I've done it.
Wow. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Mario's performed. And so he doesn't.
Mario has performed. Yeah. That's the way you get over.
Reformed.
Yeah, reformed.
Well, I don't know about I don't know if you're reformed.
No, I'm not.
The jury's out on reform.
Yeah.
Just slow down a little bit. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Hey, look at that! All that bounce light on my face.
But yeah, you got to have some substance to get up on a stage and
I learned that it would be nice to have a pocket speech. See, I learned a lot of good lessons, and I say I learned them, but I didn't internalize them.
Ellis, when you go there, what do? You
have a prepared talk to do when you get up there to talk. You know, and it's
watching.
Yes.
Why would they watch you?
To
follow your story, you have to become a storyteller, basically. If you're going to,
it's everybody does it in the club.
Yeah.
You watch and then you participate, right?
Oh, I see.
That's how that works, right?
Like a writers group for
Right.
That's online.
You're in the barrel basically for that evening. If you know that joke.
Interesting.
It's your night in the barrel. Have you ever heard that joke?
What is tell the rest of the joke?
It's your night in the barrel. Oh, it's about all these lonely guys that are up branding cows way up in the mountains. That he just asks them, how do you guys do it without women? For all these months up here. It says, well, we got this barrel over here with this orifice in it.
Uh-oh.
You probably know you get the punchline now.
No.
We're going for viewers now.
Yeah. So this cowboy has a fantastic time with that barrel. And he says, wow, I can't wait till
tomorrow.
Tomorrow. Says, oh, I'm sorry, man. It's your night in the barrel.
Oh my gosh.
He's joined the club.
I tell a joke.
I'm going to tell a clean joke about memories.
Okay.
Because my mind is not in the gutter like Ellis. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. My mind.
Believe me. Anyway.
That's my appeal. I am obviously deeply in the gutter, but yet I put this face. Oh, look at that. I think I have.
We all do.
Yeah.
So this is a joke about memory.
Okay.
What?
Okay, I just said okay. Oh, okay. Oh, I get you. I get you.
That's not the joke.
Okay.
Oh,
I don't want people to think, okay, it's a memory joke. What is it? What is it? All right, so this couple are having trouble with their memory, which is real for me as well.
Mm-hmm.
And they go to the doctor, and they say, "Doctor, we're having terrible problems with memory. You go to the kitchen, you get something, you forget you go in there, you forget what you're doing."
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Well, use Post-it notes. Write a note every time you're going to do something that's a little complicated." So they go home at night, and they're going to try this method of writing notes, and they're watching TV, and the guy gets up and says, "I'm going to the kitchen to get some ice cream." And the wife says, "Oh, good. Get me some too. Get strawberry ice cream. And you better write it down because you're going to forget." And he goes, "I'm not going to forget. Strawberry ice cream. The kitchen's right here." And he starts ambling towards the kitchen. And she says, "Wait a minute. I want whipped cream on my strawberry ice cream. Now you better write that down. That's two things you're going to forget." He says, "Strawberry ice cream, whipped cream. I'm going to have the same thing. I won't forget." He starts ambling towards the kitchen. She goes, "Wait, one more thing. I want a cherry on top." And he goes, "A cherry on top of whipped cream and strawberry ice cream. Easy done. Easy peasy." So he heads out. Half an hour later, he comes back, and he has a plate of sausage and eggs. And she looks up at him and says, "You forgot my toast." Was that funny?
That's good. That's good. Okay.
Well, you guys that have been married, I've never been married. Has your wife ever got mad at you for something that happened that you did in a dream? To where she's mad at you for having dreamed you're being up to no good? Okay.
No.
Scott Adams has apparently had this with the guy that does Dilbert. He says he's had his wife get mad at him for having dreamed what he was doing, and I think that would be like that'd be the moment I said, "Do you really care for me? You're mad at me for having dreamed something,
Yeah. Well, I did. What did I do? I am innocent. Yeah. Okay, we're about out of time, but I'm gonna tell a joke. Oh, my battery's low. Hang on, I'm gonna switch around. Since we're telling jokes, I tell a joke in my Monday morning meeting so I know many jokes. I've forgotten many jokes, but I know many jokes. So I'm gonna tell this one. So there was a big fire in the town. It was kind of on one side of the town. It was huge. It was an orphanage fire, huge orphanage fire. And so they called out several stations. All these stations were racing to get there, but there was one station that was on the opposite side of town. They went there and they beat everybody there. They just flew there, just outpaced everybody. They get there, they get out, they put out the fire, and the orphans are saved. And everybody's impressed about how fast they got there, how fast this team jumped into action. And so the mayor, being a politician, thought, well, we've got to have something to honor these guys. And so he invites all the whole station out to this banquet, and there's all these firefighters, reporters there. Mayor's going to give him the key to the city, so he gets the fire captain up there, the chief of the station or whatever, and he's up there and he's like, "Man, you guys saved these orphans. It's the greatest thing ever. The city owes you. You saved hundreds of orphans' lives. What can the city do for your station? Is there anything we can do to help you all out?" And the captain looks at him and says, "Well, sir, if you could fix the brakes on our fire truck, it'd be great."
Oh, no. So he ran the fire truck, started the fire.
No, the fire truck got there so fast because it didn't have any brakes.
Didn't have any brakes.
That's the joke. Okay.
When you got to explain them, you know what's happened.
Yeah.
Well, that's funny.
Yeah.
It ended up being funny.
Yeah.
We got there.
You figure your mother. You know that.
I've heard that. Yes. It could.
You know what? I think that's one of the greatest talents, guy. My
mother, so don't feel bad.
Well, you guys ready to say
Yes.
goodbye?
Saying,
Okay.
I'm
Yeah,
tired
my-
of saying
my-
stupid things. Yeah.
Tired of saying stupid things?
My phone is about.
I'll be
dead.
back next week for more.
All right. Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt.
Maybe music, a musical
Yeah.
interlude.
We're gonna and
Branded.
you have an assignment. You have to write
Yeah.
a couple of
Right.
lines just for
Okay.
the opening of the show.
Sure. I'll
Okay.
send that via email.
I can do it in there's two types of music, country and western.
Country
Okay,
and
that'll work.
Western. Yeah.
Working
The
both.
Good Old Boys. That was the name of the band.
That's right. The good old boys. We're the good old boys.
Boys. Okay, guys. See you again.
Okay.
Thanks.
Bye,
Nice.
guys.
I appreciate it, guys.
Yeah.
Thank
Thanks, Mario. Thanks, Ellis.
Oops. I need to say in
Oh,
stream,
in-
not
ending
not
stream.
leave studio. I would have left it going.